Welcome to Buckingham Business Review. I'm your host, Bernie Wolford, founder and president of Buckingham Associates. This is a video magazine about the intersection of people, tactics, and strategy. And today I have a guest that I have looked forward to having for quite some time with a high degree of anticipation, Joyce Bone. And let me read just a brief portion of Joyce's bio and then encourage you to go to one of the websites where we post and read the full version. First and foremost, Joyce is host of the radio show Bone Up on Business on the Atlanta all-business radio station Biz 1190, the Wall Street Network. She is a serial entrepreneur, which you will certainly get to appreciate over the next few minutes. She's an author, a keynote speaker, a consultant to others to help them grow their business. Her motto is, quote, helping to create wildly successful entrepreneurs, end quote. She is a nationally recognized expert in business. She has appeared on CNBC's Squawk Box and in Money, Kiplinger, Women's Day magazines, and many others. She has built several successful ventures, including Earth Care, an environmental company. The company started literally at her kitchen table, and within a few years grew into a NASDAQ-traded public company of $125 million. So I'm going to stop there since we have the real thing in the studio. Joyce, thanks so much for being with us on Buckingham Business Review.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Let's. There's so many places we can start. The place I've decided to start is, which I think is one of the neatest titles of all books or web community, Millionaire Moms. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that venture and what led you into Millionaire Moms?
Well, Millionaire Moms came about as a result of wanting to reach out and help other women entrepreneurs grow their businesses. So I decided to create the website and write a book designed to encourage women that are raising their families to both, do very well at both. It's not one or the other. You can combine the two. So I interviewed 100 different millionaire moms, and I have 35 of them in the book, representing over 525 years of actual real-world experience of building multi-million-dollar businesses while raising their children at the same time. So I just wanted to kind of give a shout out and a helping hand to the hardest working people on the planet, which are moms. Sure. And kind of encourage them and show them the way a little bit. So that is where that came from. Because I had built my own business, kind of felt like I grabbed a tiger by the tail because I had one child at the time. Now I have 3. Right. And I went from my kitchen table to being the CEO of a business that was doing, upwards of $125 million. So you can imagine that was a wild ride. And there just was not a lot of female mentors at the time. So I wanted to be one of those to women. Okay. So this is both a reflection of your own experience plus some really impressive research if you reached out to 100 others that had done it. So, so obviously there's a book that can be purchased and read, but when I go onto your website, I also get a sense that you've created, I guess, a bit of a community of support out of this. Why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about the website Millionaire's Mom and what resources and coaching and support is available through that vehicle? Well, the site was really put up to give valuable content to women that are starting out or needing, kind of a boost in their journey by listening to other millionaire moms and their stories. So I have a newsletter that I put out. I try to do it weekly. Sometimes it's not as consistent as I would like, but I do reach out at least twice a month to my list and give them real encouragement and hardcore information to help them grow their business. And so sometimes I do teleseminars and I speak to women's groups and just try to really support and encourage and help women grow their business and show them the value in generating revenue. Okay. I've known you for not a long time, but quite some time. I sense that being an entrepreneur is in your DNA. If it's not in a person's DNA, can they still do it? Can they still be successful? Can they surround themselves with mentors and so forth? Or does it have to be in the bloodline? I do believe there has to be some DNA involved in the process, although a lot of times it's life circumstance that creates entrepreneurs. Now, my first business, I was 5 years old, and I sold frogs door to door.
Frogs?
Frogs. And I sold them as being good for your garden, and a big one was a quarter and a little one was a dime. And
Fantastic.
so that was my very first business. So I guess you could say I was entrepreneurial for quite some time, but it wasn't until I had my first child and my circumstances changed where I didn't want to be in the corporate workplace 40 plus hours a week because my priorities had shifted. That is when I became interested in entrepreneurship and started to seek that out. So it was really circumstances. And I think a lot of people find themselves in that situation, like being downsized, right-sized, whatever
Yes.
you want to call it.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you know, it's definitely doable.
Very good. Well, we're visiting with Joyce Bone of Millionaire Moms fame. And Joyce has graciously accepted our invitation to come back and do a few additional segments. So we hope you will join us again on Buckingham Business Review.